Some players surprise the league. Others never surprise the people in their locker room. Jalen Brunson has always belonged to the second group. But even at that, Jalen Brunson's performance over the last couple of seasons has had everyone talking about him. Some say he's unguardable.
But he's so cold, bro.
He cold. He tough.
Bro, he's so cold. Y'all can't with this dude,
Yeah.
bro. Nobody can stop him.
Others think he's the greatest ever from the basketball mecca.
But I think we are watching the greatest Knick ever to play in that Knick uniform. I firmly believe that.
Indeed, for a team that's starved of hardware, Jaylen helping the Knicks claim the NBA Cup proves that calling him the greatest Knick ever is not far-fetched. But while everyone on the outside is debating what Jalen Brunson is like, his teammates are telling us and showing us who he is.
Inch for inch, I think is probably the best.
Do they all think that about him? Let's hear what the other teammates think. And we'll kick off with a former teammate, Luka Doncic.
Did you have any idea Jalen Brunson would be this good?
Yeah,
You did?
yeah.
Why?
I would say one game that really was impressive on that playoff run. We lose the first game against Utah.
That Utah series did more than change how the league viewed Jalen Brunson. It validated what his teammates had already seen long before the numbers exploded. The confidence to take over a playoff game did not appear overnight. It was built in quiet gyms, on empty courts, and during hours that never showed up on a box score. Luka remembered that part just as clearly as the points.
So that second game, I mean, if we lost that second game, it would be tough to come back. We 0-2, and then we have 2 in Utah. So that second game, I think he had like 45, something like that. Like it was a tough game, and we needed to win no matter what. And that game was really impressive. I was just on the bench watching, wow, this guy's amazing.
But even before that game, Luka had always known that JB was amazing.
Like the way he worked out every day, coming back in the afternoon, it was just amazing to play with that guy.
That was the real separator. Brunson did not wait for opportunity to feel ready. He prepared as if it was already his responsibility. Extra sessions, extra reps, the kind of routine that makes pressure moments feel familiar instead of overwhelming. When his number was called in the playoffs, he did not rise to the occasion. He played exactly the way he always had. Calm, decisive, and always in control. That consistency is what teammates trust most. Not just the scoring bursts, but the reliability behind them. Brunson's breakout did not change who he was in the locker room. It simply put a spotlight on habits that had been there the entire time. And that same presence followed him to New York, where teammates quickly realized that playing next to him did not just make the game easier, it changed the energy of the entire building. By the time Jalen Brunson arrived in New York, the scoring was already established. What surprised new teammates was not how good he was with the ball, but how much his presence shifted everything around it. Karl Anthony Towns noticed that change immediately after going from watching Brunson from across the league to sharing a locker room with him.
Being able to watch Jaylen from afar, in the West, and just see what he's done and what he's done for the city, it's even more crazier in person when you watch it in person, the way he works on the court.
That difference is hard to quantify, but teammates feel it the moment he steps into the building. Practices sharpen, focus rises, the pace feels purposeful. Brunson does not demand attention, he commands it through preparation and consistency. Cat explained why that impact goes beyond basketball actions.
JB's one of those teammates that when he steps in the building, he raises everyone's energy, morale, and very few people I've ever played with had that kind of intangibles that he has.
Those intangibles are what separates star players from leaders. Brunson does not need speeches or gestures to set the tone. His approach tells everyone how seriously the day should be taken. And once that standard is set, teammates start believing not just in the plan, but in each other. That belief becomes the foundation for trust, especially when games tighten and decisions matter more. Because when the moment arrives, everyone already knows whose hands the ball should be in. When the game slows down and the margin for error disappears, teammates stop thinking about options and start thinking about certainty. That is where Jalen Brunson earns the most trust. Josh Hart described it simply from the perspective of someone watching possessions unfold under pressure.
You're fully confident with the ball in his head because he's gonna make the right play, whether that's a shot, either get to the line or he's gonna be unselfish and set his teammate up. So
that confidence does not come from one shot or one moment. It comes from reputation. Brunson makes the same decisions over and over again, regardless of the situation. And when the moment gets heavier, that reliability becomes even more valuable. Josh Hart remembered one sequence that captured it perfectly late in the game, when the noise was high and the pressure was unmistakable.
There was one point, it was probably like fourth quarter. I don't know if they were chanting F you or he's a flopper or whatever it was. Well, I swore like my chest was shaking. I was like, and he was going to the free throw line. I'm like, I'll give him credit because he made both.
Those are the moments teammates remember. Not because they're flashy, but because they are steady. Brunson did not let the moment rush him. He slows it down, absorbs the pressure, and delivers anyway. Mikal Bridges sees the same pattern every time the fourth quarter arrives.
At this point, do you expect Jaylen in the fourth quarter just to do what he does and go nuclear, you think, at 17?
Yeah, man, when we need him, he's always going to be there to do that.
That expectation does not feel forced. It feels earned. And it comes from something deeper than shot making. It comes from Brunson's refusal to lose.
He knows what he likes on the court, where he wants to get to, but I really think it's the will to win and want to win the game that he turns up another level because he doesn't want to lose. So, it's great to watch, and glad he's on my side.
That will is what separates moments from patterns. Brunson does not rise occasionally. He responds every time. And when teammates feel that consistency, trust stops being verbal. It becomes automatic. Which explains why when the lights are brightest, his teammates already know exactly what version of Jalen Brunson is about to show up. For all the big moments and late game heroics, teammates will tell you that the most impressive part of Jalen Brunson is how little he changes. The same player who closes playoff games is the same one who shows up every day and does his work without noise or spectacle. Deuce McBride sees that routine up close.
He's a special guy. We see it, in his work, how he prepares every day. He just comes in, does his job, and goes home. Keeps it simple.
That simplicity is deceptive. There is nothing casual about it. Brunson treats preparation like a responsibility, not a moment. No shortcuts, no off days in approach, just a steady commitment to being ready whenever his team needs him. Dante DiVincenzo connected that mindset directly to what happens when the lights come on.
When the lights come on, those dudes are going to go to work. It doesn't matter who you're playing, bottom of the league, top of the league, does not matter. I think he sees every team with a target on their back and just wants to attack them.
That is championship DNA showing itself again. The Villanova habits, the comfort in pressure, the refusal to let circumstances dictate effort. For teammates, that consistency removes doubt. You know what you are getting every night. And, more importantly, you know it will be enough. When teammates describe what it is like playing with Jalen Brunson, the story is always bigger than points or box scores. They talk about preparation. They talk about trust. They talk about how the building feels different when he walks in. He earns belief long before the ball goes up, and he isn't one that needs to be loud to lead. He shows up ready, delivers when it matters, and sets a standard everyone else follows. That is why teammates trust him completely. But, more importantly, that trust has won them the NBA Cup in 2025. But, How far can he lead this team? And can he end his career as the undisputed best Knicks player ever? Let us know in the comments. But if you want to understand the other side of this story, watch NBA players explain why it's so hard to guard Jalen Brunson.